Imagine NASA announced today that they found aliens. Bacteria on Mars, weird alien fish in the oceans of Europa, and even ancient alien ruins on Titan. Wouldn't that be incredible? Well, no. It would be horrible news. Devastating. Even, it could mean that the end of humanity is almost certain, and that it might be coming soon. Why? Why would the most exciting discovery of our lifetime be such bad news? Let's imagine the development of life, from its very beginning to us today, as a flight of stairs. The first step is just dead chemistry that somehow needs to assemble itself into self-replicating patterns, things that are stable and resilient, but also able to change and evolve. The second step is for that early life to become more complex, able to build more complicated structures and use available energy much more efficiently. On the next step, these cells combine to become multicellular beings, which unlocks an unbelievable variety of forms and even greater complexity. The step above that sees a species evolve big brains, enabling the use of tools, culture, and shared knowledge, creating yet another layer of complexity. The species can now become the dominant life form on its planet, changing it to fit its needs. It starts making its first shy attempts to leave its home world. This is where we are right now. It seems to be in the very nature of life to reach out, to fill every niche it can. And since planets have a limited carrying capacity and lifespan, if a species wants to survive, it will inevitably look for more places to spread. So, the steps above ours seem logical. Colonize your own solar system, then spread further to reach other stars, all the way to the possible final step, becoming a galaxy-wide civilization. It's very likely that this is a universal principle for civilizations, no matter where they're from. If a species is competitive and driven enough to take control of its planet, they'll probably not stop there. Now, consider this. We know that there are up to 500 billion planets in our galaxy, the Milky Way. At least 10 billion of those are Earth-like planets. Many have been around for billions of years, longer than Earth. Yet, when we look out, we observe zero galactic civilizations. We should be able to see asterisks, something asterisk, but there's nothing. Space seems to be empty and dead. This implies something is preventing life from climbing the staircase beyond the step we're on. Something that makes becoming a galactic civilization extremely hard, maybe even impossible. This is the Great Filter, a challenge or danger so difficult to overcome that it eliminates almost every species that encounters it. There are two main scenarios. One means we are incredibly special and lucky. The other means we are doomed and, for all practical purposes, already dead. It all depends on where the filter is on our staircase. Behind us, or ahead of us. Let's look at scenario 1. The filter is behind us. We are the first. If the filter is in our past, it means that one of the steps we've already taken is almost impossible to complete. Which step could it be? Is life itself extremely rare? It's very hard to say how likely it is for life to emerge from dead matter. There's no consensus. Some scientists think it develops everywhere the conditions are right. Others think Earth might be the only living place in the entire universe. Another candidate is the step to complex animal cells. A very specific, incredible thing happened on this step, and as far as we know, it happened exactly once. A primitive hunter cell swallowed another cell, but instead of devouring it, the two formed a union. The bigger cell provided shelter and resources, while the smaller one used its new home to focus on one thing, providing a lot of extra energy for its host. With that abundant energy, the host cell could grow bigger and build new, expensive things to improve itself. That little guest became the powerhouse of the cell mitochondria. These complex cells make up every animal on this planet. Maybe there are billions of bacteria-covered planets in the Milky Way, but not a single one, apart from us, has ever achieved our level of complexity. Or maybe the filter was intelligence. We humans feel very smart with our crossword puzzles and romantic novels, but a big brain is, first and foremost, a very expensive evolutionary investment. They are fragile. They don't help much in a fight with a bear, and they cost enormous amounts of energy. Despite our big brains, it took modern humans 200,000 years to get from sharp sticks to civilization. Being smart doesn't automatically mean you win. Maybe intelligence just isn't that great, and we're just incredibly lucky that it worked out for us. Now, for scenario 2. The filter is ahead of us. This means plenty of others have come before us, and they have all died. A great filter before us would be orders of magnitude more dangerous than anything we have ever encountered. Even if a major disaster killed most of us, or threw us back thousands of years, we would likely survive and recover. And if we can recover, even if it takes 1,000,000 years, then at S, not a great filter at S, just a roadblock on the way to an eventual galactic civilization. On universal timescales, even 1,000,000 years is just the blink of an eye. If a great filter really lies before us, it has to be so dangerous, so purely devastating, and powerful that it has destroyed most, if not all, advanced civilizations in our galaxy over billions of years. A truly daunting and depressing hypothesis is that once a species takes control of its planet, it's already on a path to self-destruction. Technology is a good way to achieve that. It would need to be something so obvious that virtually everybody discovers it, and so dangerous that its discovery almost universally leads to disaster. Think of a large-scale nuclear war, nanotechnology that gets out of control, the genetic engineering of a perfect superbug, or an experiment that accidentally lights the whole atmosphere on fire. It might be a super-intelligent AI that accidentally or purposely destroys its creators, or it could be something we can't even see coming right now. Or perhaps it's way simpler. Maybe species competitive enough to take over their planet will necessarily destroy it while competing with each other for resources. Maybe there are runaway chain reactions in every ecosystem that, once set in motion, are impossible to fix. And so, once a civilization becomes powerful enough to change the composition of its atmosphere, they make their planet uninhabitable 100% of the time. Let's hope that's not the case. If the filter is indeed ahead of us, our odds are really, really bad. This is why finding life beyond Earth would be horrible. The more common life is in the universe, and the more advanced and complex it is, the more likely it becomes that a filter is still in front of us. Finding bacteria would be bad news. Small animals would be worse. Intelligent life would be alarming, and finding the ruins of ancient alien civilizations ... that would be truly terrifying. The best-case scenario for us, right now, is that Mars is sterile, that Europa's oceans are devoid of life, and that the vast arms of the Milky Way harbor only empty oceans hugging dead continents. It would mean that there are billions of empty planets out there, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be filled with life. Billions of new homes just waiting for us to finally arrive. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the cosmos and have thoughts on the Great Filter, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content that makes you think. See you next time.